Today on Divorce Court.
I'm here because I believe that my husband is still cheating or some type of infidelity is going on.
Some of the problems me and my wife are having could be sporadic thinking to where everything's her way or no way.
Derick is so hard to communicate with. Like, he does not give straight answers.
Deshawn, I want you to understand, I want us to be together, but your attitude has to come down like 1,000,001 notches, maybe.
Does not know how to come home. He does not have no explanations, and quite frankly, I'm very, very, very tired of it.
We don't want to just give up on each other. We want to do everything we can to work things out.
Derick, I want you to get your act together because I'm at my breaking point. I love you, but I have no issues leaving you.
Divorce Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Deshawn Gibson and Derick Gibson. Mr. and Mrs. Gibson, you have been together for 10 years, married for 4. I understand there was a separation, a reconciliation, and I'm going to start with you, Ms. Gibson. Why don't you tell me what's going on?
Well, what's going on?
Objection, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Gibson, we're not going to get along. Stand up.
We don't
put
know
your
if
arms
she's gonna
down.
tell the truth
Be
right now.
quiet. Be quiet,
Stand
Mr. Gibson.
This
Mrs. Gibson.
is what I deal with, Yana. Now, why we're here today, Yana, is because I'm just absolutely at my breaking point with Derick. I'm not sure what else I can do to get through that big old head of his. No matter what I say, no matter what I do, Derick has a blank face, a blank stare, or either he's flipping the script. I call him King Flip Script.
King Flip Script. What is he flipping the script about?
Anything, Yana.
The truth.
Well, I understand. Well, what's really bothering you?
Okay.
What are the big things?
Okay, now we're gonna start with, it was basically, Derick he was always telling me about him, you know, wanting to be single and this, that, and the third. He's always sung that same tune while I'm still here. Call me stupid. But he sung that same tune a lot.
Get to the cheating.
Now, the cheating. Okay, his cheating. Basically, I left the house. I think I was going by either my sister or my friend, one or the other. Well, I stayed overnight there. The next day, I was supposed to call Derick for a ride, you know, back home. He was supposed to come and get me. Well, that next morning, Your Honor, when I woke up, Derick did not answer the phone. I'm calling my butt off for hours. He did not answer the phone. Well, I got a ride, you know, to get home. I'm knocking on the door. At this time, we were staying, you know, with his dad. This is one of the houses we lived in, you know, on and off.
Right.
We were staying with his dad. Our room in this house was the last room in the house. When I get there, I'm knocking on the door. I didn't have my keys. I'm knocking on the front door, but I'm banging, you know, to where he can hear it in the back. Well, I'm out there for a few minutes, Your Honor, and I goes around to the back of the house, and I'm beating on that door since that's where our room was. I'm beating on the back door. Well, I didn't get an answer, of course, but who come ducking their head through the front door? Like, he's looking like that. Now, it's him. I go back around, I'm like, why didn't you open the back door? Like, why you know, I'm knocking on the back door. Why you opening the front? So now, with that being said, Your Honor, I get in the house, it's some big bird-looking girl laying in the bed. And that's why.
On this, please, Your Honor. Can I speak on this, please?
Yes.
Did your wife walk in with you and Big Bird in the bed?
First off,
Did I not, Derick?
first off, Your Honor, we were separated.
We
at
were
this
not.
point in time. We were separated.
We were
at
not.
this time. We were separated at this
But
time,
there
which
was-
is why she was by her sister, slept for the night.
So one day-
Now, true, I was supposed to come get her the next morning, but this was early. It had to be like 7 in the morning when she was calling me, because it was about 8 o'clock in the morning when she was knocking on my door.
How long had you been separated before?
A day.
Well, that was
hours,
probably
Your
like
Honor.
1 hour, 4-day separations or something like that.
So if someone's mad and goes off for 4 days, you're free to cheat.
I wasn't cheating, though. This was a friend of mine that I ran into, and she just happened to be there.
And the only reason, Your Honor,
Give
he
me
told
the
me
next cheat. Give me the next cheat.
Oh, okay, the next one, Your Honor. We had just moved into another
I knew
house.
This was coming.
Now, with that being said, I
cheated.
I was working for Lowe's. I had just started that job. I
Right.
was doing the orientation. Well, somebody, Mr. Gibson is that somebody, asked me, he sent me a text while I was in orientation asking me what time I got off. The Lord said lie, Your Honor. So I lied about my off time.
The Lord said lie.
Yes, the Lord said lie. So that's what I did, Your Honor. I think, if I remember right, I was getting off at 4 or something. I told him, no, I was getting off at 4, but I told him, no, switch it up. I was getting off at 2, but I told him 4.
Right.
Now, I'm calling, you know I'm calling around 2 o'clock now, Yana, because I'm really off. I need that good old ride home to work.
Right.
I'm calling, gets no answer. I'm calling, gets no answer. Now, one of his closest friends worked at this job, too, at Lowe's with me. So he stayed with us also. That was our roommate. Now, when he come rolling into work, he just gave it away, if you ask me. His face just gave it away. So I said, where Derick at? He said, I don't know. So, okay, now I don't want to wait around because he's still not answering his phone, and I'm calling. So we lived about maybe a half a mile or so, if that far, from the job. So, I get to hiking, and I'm still calling while I'm hiking, Yana. So I get to the corner where our house is at, and I see his little good old car. It's home. So I'm like, okay, he must be asleep. Fool me. I get inside, and Derick, I'm thinking he's playing, because he jokes a lot. I'm thinking he's playing. He ducks his head. I guess he heard me open the front door, so now he ducks that big old head out the door again. And when he looks, I'm thinking, I'm waiting on him to agree, but instead he closes the door. And he locked it. And I'm like, I'm still thinking we in joke mode, I'm laughing about it and stuff. And then I'm beating, and he's still not opening. I'm like, boy, you better open this. I'm beating and he's not answering. I start kicking the door. And as I'm kicking it, it's starting to come off the hinges now. And through the little cracks, Your Honor, I see this little synthetic hell wig wearing little girl. Now I'm talking about had the nappiest wig in America on her head, Your Honor. She is fully clothed, Your Honor, but this one here ain't even have on socks.
He had on nothing?
I had boxers on.
You did not.
I had my boxers on.
He did not, Your Honor. He had on nothing.
That's a detail, Mr. Gibson. Were you
I had my boxers on.
No.
It doesn't matter.
Your Honor, he put his...
Okay, at that point in time, Your Honor.
Your Honor, when I was...
But can I say something
let him
on
respond.
that?
Let him respond.
First off, the law didn't have to tell her to lie that day. She was gonna lie anyway. It just comes naturally. So she didn't need to bring the law
let him tell it.
But on that day, I was caught cheating at that point in time. I won't deny it. That's one thing that I don't do. If I get caught doing it, I'm gonna admit it. I'm gonna take my fault, and I'm gonna accept whatever comes. On the other hand, can't say the same about this one. But yes, that was what this
That was cheating. Now, I understand that you have more cheating stories, so I'm going to take a minute, catch my breath, let everybody else catch their breath.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we're going to talk about the obscene picture that was found.
Man.
It was a link with an album of pictures in there, Your Honor. Half of them probably are close enough to have been his penis. Your Honor, he even took one with the remote and he measured himself against the remote, Your Honor.
It wasn't like that, Your Honor. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't like all of these were not.
Thank you.
So, Ms. Gibson, I understand that he has some pictures. And I looked. And I want you to give these pictures some context.
Okay, my pleasure, Your Honor. Let me tell you how the good Lord work again, Your Honor. I'm sitting there minding my business, getting my hair braided at my sister's house. She then gets a notification to her phone, Your Honor. And then when she saw the profile picture that's on there is the same as his Facebook profile. So she knew it was Mr. Gibson. She turned the phone to me. It was a link with an album of pictures in there, Your Honor. Half of them probably are close enough to have been his penis. Full-body naked pictures. Your Honor, he even took one with the remote and he measured himself against the remote, Your Honor. Like, these are the pictures that he sent, Your Honor.
These pictures.
You did a whole photo shoot with your situation.
It wasn't like that.
All over the place, Your Honor.
It wasn't like that, Your Honor. Like, it wasn't like all of these were not.
Thank you.
No, I'm saying it wasn't all in one day that I took all the pictures.
No, it was accumulated over time, Your Honor.
Years, But,
it was accumulated.
But in my defense, on that situation, Google takes all the photos that you take and puts it into an album. And that's what that was. The pictures you see are just the ones that they chose to send to her. This was a whole album with pictures, all types of pictures. They chose to send those specific pictures out of the
Google can't send a picture of your situation.
Oh, no. I sent the link.
Upload a picture of your situation.
But no, when you take a picture with your phone, if you have Google connected to it, they'll download to the drive automatically.
Yeah, but why are you dropping your pants?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Photo. It has nothing to do with the technology.
Oh, no, I'm not down that I've taken the pictures, but the fact of just sending those, it's not, she makes it seem as those pictures that you have are the only pictures I sent. Those weren't the only, like, it wasn't to send those pictures.
That doesn't matter.
Thank you.
That doesn't matter at all. Who did you send the pictures?
5 random women, he said, Your Honor.
Honestly.
That's how my sister ended up being one of them.
No.
You just send them out to random women?
Well, this day that happened.
For what purpose?
Notice he said this day.
For what purpose?
That day, it was for I was sending pictures of myself, not really necessarily those pictures that you see. Like as I was saying, it wasn't to send those pictures. It was to send pictures with me in it. So it was a link that had the album, because they make it seem like I just sent those pictures. But if you see the link, you won't see those pictures until you get all the way to the bottom of the album.
Not true.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how many pictures are around it. Do you see the fact that you did it and sent pictures to other women with that in it?
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
I
I want to know
that.
what the purpose is.
At the time, the purpose was to send pictures of myself that basically have my picture seen and let the people know that this wasn't a fake page, given what was
So
going
you
on.
got no.
That's the story I got,
That's
y'all.
the dumbest thing I ever heard. You're just
I
proud
understand what
of
you're
it.
saying.
Yeah,
No, well,
yeah.
That's what that is.
I don't want to say I'm proud of the pictures, but I'm not going to say I'm not proud of myself.
I mean, it ain't that lovely.
I'm just saying.
I would show you, Nick, but you're too young.
Exactly. They're not that good
You
looking.
can't
y'all.
see that kind of thing. Could you tell me, Mr. Gibson, we're going to go to what is your main complaint about Mrs. Gibson and how these problems are affecting your marriage? You were drunk in the doorway. Where you got drunk is really kind of irrelevant by the time you laid out in the hall. Do you see what I'm saying? I want to talk about the 28 times you've moved in the last couple of years. But before I do that, I want you to tell me about the drunk on Bourbon Street.
Oh, his birthday. This past birthday this year, he went out and he said he went to Bourbon Street. Well, if you know Bourbon, I say anything is possible on Bourbon Street. Like anything going on there.
I got you.
With that being said, you know, when Mr. Gibson drinks and everything, it's like he loses track of time, according to him. So with that being said, Bourbon Street, you know, it never closes.
Right.
So it works in his favor. You know, me knowing Bourbon done close, it works in his favor because he can say he was out there till, you know, whenever.
Right.
Now, with that being said, he loses track of time. He was in the club having a good time and all this. So you never saw the sun even rising. Like, you never even saw it coming up. He comes home at about 7:30 in the morning, Yana. Drunk. I'm talking about drunk, Yana. He goes out. Now, I'm not about to, he was trying to leave because I got all in his face. I'm not gonna lie. I cussed him out, did a few other things, you know, probably threw some stuff at him and everything. And where were you? I'm calling, your phone is all of a sudden dead. You're not in touch with me.
Turn around. What am I looking at?
Okay.
Oh, this is that same day.
Oh yeah, this is that morning. Like,
Is that him drunk on the ground?
Yes, he's in our
She didn't want to
shed.
let me in the front door, so I went somewhere where I could go.
Look.
Trash
That's
can,
not the ground. This is
Derek.
actually-
That's
That's
a
the
shed,
shed
but it's
at
a
the
bunch
back of our house.
of bags and stuff, you know, back there that he made him a bed on and lied on. He was
Yeah.
that drunk, Yana.
She didn't want to let me in the front door.
No, he was trying to go out the front door, Yana. He was trying to go out because he was already home. I'm in his face, and I'm asking him, where were you and all that. So he didn't want me to be all in his face, so he was trying to leave again. Because I'm like, you came home at 7:30 in the morning. You might as well go back where you came from. So, you know, I didn't really mean that. So he's trying to get out the front door, but he's drunk. You're not leaving this house. The boy walked past me and went out the back door, Yana. But this is the result right here. I guess he couldn't make it through the other part because
He just laid down right on
yeah,
it.
the one that's closed, it leads outside.
Mr. Gibson?
Thank you, Your Honor, because that's all I was waiting for, because this also adds to one of my valid points. First off, I was outside trying to get back in when this happened, but to go back to the beginning of the story, I was not on Bourbon Street for my birthday.
Oh, so they caught you
No.
drunk in the lie.
You know, you're so interesting, Mr. Gibson. You get into these deep. You were drunk in the doorway. So where you got drunk is really kind of irrelevant by the time you laid out in the hall. Do you see what I'm saying?
Kind of.
The details don't matter.
Because, I think the details matter when it comes to certain situations, because we had the conversation on this one. At that point, on that day for my birthday, I was at a friend's house, then we went to a house party. I told her this also. I had to walk home from on the west bank of New Orleans to the east bank of New Orleans, because in the middle of the night, I didn't have any money, there was no buses running, and my phone was dead.
We had a car.
We had a car.
I got you.
My
I got you.
phone
But
was
you
dead.
can't be driving a car in that
Drunk,
car.
no, she could have came and got me, but I couldn't call her because my phone was dead.
I got you.
So I walked from there. This was 3 in the morning when my phone died, and I walked home, which took me 2 hours to get home walking. And by the time I got home, I'm drunk still, and I'm talking to her. She doesn't want to hear what I say. I tried to get in the house. She didn't want to let me in the house. I went around the back of the house, and I went into the shed.
And you fell out.
And I fixed me a bed, a mattress together, and I laid out.
And you laid
I
out.
said I'm asleep this
Now
off.
I want to talk about your issues with her. I understand you move as often as 5 times a year. Divorce Court will be right back. I know this is insane, but briefly, tell me the history of your moving.
Okay, to basically put it all in a nutshell to say, she doesn't like something about a place that we live, she's ready to go.
That's true.
Doesn't matter what has to be done to make it happen, she just wants to go. And if I don't make it happen, it's gonna be friction.
Well, how many
between us.
times have you moved in the last couple of years?
Just the first half of our relationship or the last half?
Last half.
The last half, I'll say it hasn't been as much because that's what more of the separations were. So I was on my own at times, and she was on her own at times. But even
typically, within a year, how often does she need to move?
within 1 year, we'll probably stay 5 to 6 different places within a year.
Don't you look at the places before you get in them?
Yes, yeah.
She loves them.
So what do you discover that is so outlandish it makes you leave?
It can be different situations, Yana. Like as far as we don't have the best of funds, and our financial situation isn't the best, which means
Part of the problem is because you're moving all the time. It's expensive.
But we are limited, to the things we get. And New Orleans houses are raggedy. It don't look raggedy when you first go see them. You don't know what you got until you're really there.
Yeah,
so with that being said, I'm not too fond of waking up out of my sleep to little bags rattling and stuff, and we both laying down. We don't have no children. The dog right here, so what's the noise?
Yeah.
I got to go, Yana.
I got you. I got you.
That's the. It's not the full reason, but that's the majority of the reason.
The reason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got you. I got you. I got you. Are you back together now?
Yeah.
Do you have any children?
No. We just have our little puppy, who he says is my dog.
Her dog.
I'm gonna bless this mess. I'm gonna be mad grateful that there's no children in it. I'm gonna tell you to love one another, stay with one another, be with one another, so you can all stay away from the rest of us. This matter is adjourned.
Did the judge get through to you today with some of this advice or what?
Yeah,
She blessed the mess, we know that.
Yeah, she blessed the mess. I guess that we're thankful for that.
Yeah, I'd say.
But she got on him like I needed her to, because he just want to make excuses for everything. The details matter more than the situation for him, and that's the problem. No, it's not. You shouldn't have did it to begin with.
Yeah,
I think you guys are made for one another.
People think that at times.
Yeah.
I try to figure it out, but I guess I might as well go with it.